Buddy, what time is it? How bad lately am I? It's 8 minutes. I'm so sorry. I lost track of time and I was trying to get stuff wrapped up to at least get in the description of the video. So again, PDF is not done. PDF actually will be done tonight because you're going to see that these are going to go together quick because there was a lot of prep stuff that I already did. So, whenever you have to stamp and then die cut, I tend to do that ahead of time. And so a lot of it was done. So it's going to be a lot of pretty much assembling. And then there's like literally two things to stamp, and that's like the greetings. So the cards are going to go together pretty quick. Hello, Deborah. And I got hair like right in my face. Um, yes, and then I also have, let me get this out of the way. I also have some more cards that came in the mail, and there's actually a couple more that when I checked today that are there, maybe because every time they tell me that it's there, it's not there. Along with my paper pumpkin kit that I could have picked up on Wednesday. However, they decided to close the counters at least an hour earlier because when I got there it was 5 o'clock and they were supposed to be open until 6, and so I wasn't able to pick up my paper pumpkin kit. So when I get that, then there's going to be more cards. So then of course I'll show those next weekend or next Friday. Um, and as a matter of fact, wait a minute, hold on. Did I show these cards? I may not have. Wait, where's the other stack of cards? Hold on. Hold, please. There's a few more cards, and the reason why I realized there were more cards and that wasn't it was because one of the cards in here was a Valentine's Day card from Miss Deborah. You know what, Froggy? It's not the first time they've done it. There'll be time when I was, you know, having to go down to South Haven for work, when I was leaving at 5 o'clock. I was like mad dashing it to get there before they would close because I figured there was something that I needed to pick up from the counter. And there was some times that they were closed, and I said something one time and they said, well, if it's really slow, they'll do that. And I'm like, that's kind of unacceptable. I mean, that day when I went, as I'm walking out, literally there was a guy walking in with his hands full of packages. And I said, well, if you need the counter, I'm just going to tell you that, yeah, they're not there. They have it all shut down. So, I mean, the post office is open 24/7 because of the PO boxes, but it's just the counter area. They bring down like this, I don't know if I want to say it's a gate, but like a metal fold down window thing or something like that, whatever it's called. Okay. So, Deborah, ooh, that sounds like a huge undertaking, Deborah. Um, let's see, and Carol's here, and we got Sharon. And I see someone said hi to Becky, so Becky's here. Of course, Terry's here. Terry was the first one that was on. And then Yvonne is like sitting right over there. And yeah, did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. And Froggy got, oh, yay, Froggy got her birthday card. Yeah, your card, Froggy, was fun. That bundle, oh my gosh, it's so darn cute. That is definitely going to be a Friday night live item. Now, when I did my calendar for the stuff that I was doing on Fridays for this month, I really didn't think when I did this, but I did do a pre-order out of was it the March online exclusive items, and two I think it's like, yeah, two bundles that are for the rest of this month are two suites from that. And yeah, you can't get it yet unless you're a demonstrator. You can pre-order it right now, but it's not going to be available till I think March 3rd. So yeah, so right, if you look in the description where I have the links for everything, you're just going to see for this stuff it's coming in March, because these are my stamps where I get those links from. Yeah, that stuff's not even in there yet and available to pull. So so everything that I am using, just it's going to be available in March. So let's see, let me put myself on live chat, not top chat. And I need to also, yeah, something like that, Froggy. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't remember what things are called. And remember, when you're recording, when you got a camera on you, you lose brain cells and you just forget words. Words are hard. So's math. Um, okay. Yeah, because Becky had reached out to me, and I think there was like 3 weeks worth of lives in which she had cards coming to her. And what was it? I think she said she got the one from the end of January, but then the ones prior to that, the two prior to that, she didn't get yet. The post office, I tell you, is doing a bang up job. And of course, they're going to blame the weather for it. So that whole thing where the post office, their whole motto was through rain, snow, sleet, ice, all of that. Yeah, just they need to change that one, because no, they're not out there delivering the mail when it's snowing or it's icy. They just aren't. Um okay. So, let me pull out things that are kind of happening. So one of the big things, like since we were together last Friday, that had changed is Stampin' Up has free shipping. It started on Wednesday and it's ending tonight at 11. It's 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. So if there was anything that was on your wish list that you wanted, now's a perfect time when the shipping is free. Now the shipping is on orders that are $75 or more. And again, that $75 is after you have applied any Stampin' Rewards, any of those coupon codes, and of course before the tax is added on to it. And again, 11:59 p.m. tonight Mountain Time. So don't wait till 11:58 or 11:57, because that's not good to do that, because you're rushing and then you'll miss it, and yeah, then that's no fun. But I think, let me kind of move some stuff out of the way, because I got things kind of like just thrown up here. And I will flip this thing around. That over there. Put that there. Move that. And I will go ahead and I will flip this. And move these lights out of the way. And bring this down just a little bit. And hopefully we are straight. Nothing's ever straight. Okay, this way. Okay, I think we're good. Make sure we've got this pulled out. Okay, so how do we look? Everything look good. Not picking up my mail, going to someone else. Yeah, post office. I tell you, they're on my list. Okay, so like I said, the free shipping that started on Wednesday and it is ending tonight. So if you need more cardstock, or if there's anything else that you've been eyeing, free shipping is the best time to get stuff because believe me, it saves a big chunk of change. I placed an order and it wasn't a very big order at all, but I saved $20 on the shipping, so so that worked out great. So again, ends tonight. Bonus days. Um, next, actually, what is it? It's next week on the 28th, ends bonus days. So right now is the time to redeem them if you have them. If you have any left after February 28th, then you have basically forfeited them because they will no longer work after the 28th. So if remember again, if you got bonus day coupons or if you have Stampin' Rewards that you apply to an order, just remember you got to be at $75 in order to get the free shipping. And you'll know basically when you add things to your cart and then you go to checkout, if you see no shipping charges on there, then you're good. If you do, then that means you didn't meet that $75 threshold. Um, ugh, that's not good, Becky. Oh, that's not good. And usually, UPS doesn't do bad. So that's going on. Well, this I guess happened yesterday. They had the craft class for the Lovely Blossom Suite. Even though it has passed, if you still want to purchase this, you'll still have access to the Facebook page. You'll have access to the pre-recorded videos. Um, I'm I know that Facebook ends up deleting videos after 30 days, so Stampin' Up is aware of that, so I don't know, I think they may be taking them to YouTube, and then on the Facebook page, they provide you that private link to the YouTube video. Again, Facebook, constantly changing things, and so if you are still interested in this, it is still available. Again, the price of this is $25 here in the US, 35 in Canada, and it definitely does not include the suite of products that is actually sold separately. I have not purchased this yet, but I'm thinking about it. Last Chance Products, it was updated earlier this month. um, a lot of things on there as far as what's completely gone right now. Don't know, but I can tell you that was it yesterday, last night when I spoke with Miss Andrea. I asked her if she had gotten any more of those brush brass butterflies since they're like her favorite embellishment. And she said no, but I was really, really surprised that it's not even on low inventory. So, yep, so there's discounts going on out there for that. Product of the month. The product for February is this Painted Illusions 12 by 12 designer series paper. I did get this. I did show this last Friday. So you got a lot of bright colored designs that have kind of like that watercolor feel to it. So that's available for this month. January's product of the month, the Fabulous Sayings stamp set. This is still available. And then in December, when this started, the True Blue Florals 12 by 12 designer series paper. This is still available too. So between the three, if you have not purchased either one of these items, if your order is over $75, you can add one of these three to your cart for just $5. Now remember, again, it's the $75 after, you know, the coupons and the Stampin' Rewards, and you do need to add it. So at the top of in your cart, when you're placing your order, there is a banner in there that lets um, you know, if you have reached it, and if you did, you have to click on that button, and then you actually have to add the product to your cart. Again, the product of the month items are limited to one per person. So if there's any of these that you had not gotten, you can still get them. And basically these items are available until they are gone for good. Um, Paper Pumpkin, right now we're in the subscription period for March. So this opened up February 11th. It'll go to March 10th. For March's Paper Pumpkin Kit, it's called Fluttering Garden, and you can kind of see basically what the theme of it's going to be. Also in this kit, there's going to be a free additional stamp set in it as well. Now, Paper Pumpkin is only available to those that are in Canada and the United States. Um, and yeah, there's that. And then there's coordinating dies that will coordinate with the January, February, and March kits. Again, you do not need these dies to complete the projects in the kits. This is just if you want to create some alternative type of projects and use these dies. And of course, you can use these dies in any of your paper crafting as well. So the item number for these are 168666. Yeah, why is that 666? I mean, and they're $13 here in the US. What do I want to say? Oh, you do need to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to purchase the add-on dies, and also like the refill kits, and I think sometimes they actually have full kits available as well. Um, there's not much time left on this. From February 3rd through March 2nd, Stampin' Up! Has an exclusive joint offer. So when you purchase the starter kit, it's here in the US, it's $99 plus tax. The shipping is free on it. You get to choose $125 of product, whatever you want to put into your starter kit. And then in addition to that, Stampin' Up! Is going to add to your kit the free positioner tool that they came out with. And so you have the base plate, 2 magnets, you got your clear plate, and there's a smaller one. Now the paper, the grid paper that's on here, it was available for demonstrators during their pre-order period back in January. Um, all of this at some point is going to be available for everybody to purchase. Stampin' Up! Hasn't said exactly when that's going to be yet. But right now, the stamp positioner for demonstrators, and I'm pretty sure this will be the price, you know, when it does go live for everybody, is $49. And again, this will automatically be added to your starter kit. You don't need to add it at all. And then the grid paper, that does not come with this. It's just the stamp positioning tool. And again, the paper will be available later on. So if you have any questions about the starter kit, or what the details are about being a demonstrator and all that, feel free to reach out, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. And again, my email address, it is in the description of the video. And then this is just all extra stuff that I don't need to talk about. Yeah, this is actually still available, by the way. This Advent calendar, it was regularly $99. Now I think it's marked down. Is it like 78 or 79.50 or something like that? So those are even still available. Okay, so let's get into what it is that we're going to be working with. So this is the Garden Poetry suite of products. It is something that's going to come out in the March online exclusives. So in this suite, you have the Garden Poetry Designer Series paper. There's a lot of like bright primary colors that are in here. Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Blueberry Bushel, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Night of Navy, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, and Shaded Spruce. So one side you kind of have, do I want to describe it as like a watercolor type print with the leaves and the flowers? So you got your Berry Burst and Blackberry Bliss, and then the other side you kind of have the same colors, but just kind of like this watercolor wash type of background. And then you got your Poppy Parade, and then the other side you have like your Crushed Curry and Poppy Parade, and then some pumpkin pie in there. Use this pattern, so that's why that's like that. So again, you got some of the Shaded Spruce and then the Blueberry Bushel, and then there's the back side of it. Now this print, as pretty as this print is, I think this design is geared more towards the scrapbooker, because that's a pretty big image to be putting on a card if you ask me. But again, it's blue. I like it. It's pretty. There's the back side of it. And then you got some Shaded Spruce leaves. I don't think any of the dies cut any of these images out. I don't think they do, but I could be wrong. Maybe they do. But here's the Shaded Spruce leaves, Shaded Spruce background, and then you got pumpkin pie and crushed curry on this pattern. And then reverse it, and there's that side of it. Yeah, so if you like these bright colors, it's definitely, I mean, at first when I saw it, I didn't know what to think, but then when I really started looking at it, what it was all about, then the more intrigued I was with it. And I will tell you, when it came to, designing projects for this, it wasn't exactly the easiest, because being that it's so new and it's not even really available, there's not many samples of it at all. So what I had created, for the most part, two of them are cases off of what's out there on the website for the products. And the third one, I just figured, okay, I needed this particular color, so, and use the designer series paper. So I just kind of like, I really didn't put much thought in it actually, and I did come up with something. So yeah, the last card was done today, and the other two I did last night. So this is the Garden Textures specialty foil. There's 2 sheets each of Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, and Shaded Spruce. And very cool, bright, very bright textured foil. So that's the texture on there. So you got 2 of the Berry Burst. There is Blueberry Bushel. And then there is Shaded Spruce. So again, 2 sheets of each color. So I have used the Blueberry Bushel and the Berry Burst on my cards for tonight. Okay, and then there's more stuff. Wait, there's more. Okay, there's ribbon. This is Berry Burst 1/4 inch wide shiny ribbon. So it looks more, they call it Berry Burst on one side, and when you turn it over, the back side of it looks a little bit more like Blackberry Bliss. A lot of B's in these names. And then there are the garden epoxy dots. So you have Flirty Flamingo, Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, and Crushed Curry. So you have your solid color. Now there's like only 10 of each of these. They're all the same size. And then you have in Flirty Flamingo, Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, and Crushed Curry, you have these clear dots, but then you have these little flowers that are in the middle of these. So there's not much to these, and so I actually ordered another pack of these with the free shipping order that I had placed. Then, last but not least, there is the Paradise Garden bundle. So for this bundle, you have your photopolymer stamp set. I will tell you that the stamps are even pretty big in these. So like these floral images, you can see they're pretty big in size. And then even this one here, this thank you greeting is pretty big. The dies, you do have like 2 sheets of dies in here. So you have one that'll cut out like, and some of them fell out. Your floral images, you got some banner pieces in here. And then there is one sheet all by itself that goes with the Paradise Garden Hybrid embossing folder. And that's this piece here where it's going to emboss, it's going to cut at the same time. And all it does, it doesn't cut anything out of it. It just cuts it to where you can pop up the leaf petal, the leaves up on your background, which I use this for the third card for tonight. So, so this is the whole suite. Put these back in here. And because I did these projects, you know, it was stamping and then die cutting involved, I did do that ahead of time. So a lot of the real tedious amount of work that went into it has already been done. 2 of the cards I am stamping the greetings, so there's that at least. Okay, so let me bring in the stuff for the first card. And I am pretty sure that Terry's already going to claim this before I even put it together. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, and then I have my little thing printed out with my dimensions. Oh, oh, do you guys want to see the cards before I start, or do you want to see them after? Oh, Avery's with us tonight. Hello, Avery. So do you guys want to see the cards before or after? Well, Terry says after. There's not a whole lot. Okay, well, you know what? Let me get through the projects. We'll get through the projects and then I'll show the cards afterwards. Okay, so for my card base, I have basic white thick that measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of that Garden Poetry Designer Series paper. This is the full size of the card front, so it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. I have a piece of the Blueberry Bushel Garden Texture Specialty Foil. Very pretty. That measures 4 3/4 by 1 3/4. I have a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And let me just make sure that this is right because I saw a piece sitting over on my other table and I just want to make sure that I got the right piece here. I also have out of a scrap piece, this is that one banner die on here. So it's got, you know, kind of like this little ridge that's inside of it. So that's going to be for our greeting piece. And then ahead of time, now when I stamp these flowers, if you look at the samples, it looks like they did not use like the ink, you know, like just straight on where it would be really dark and bold. it looked like that they may have either stamped off or they had used a sponge dauber to put the ink onto the stamp. So I had tried the Stampin' Off thing and it just would have made it too light. So to get the effect that I wanted when I stamped these images, I took my sponge dauber and I applied the ink to the stamp and then I die cut it. So that's, you don't have that big bold. Like here you can see that the shaded spruce is a little bit darker than what it shows on the leaves. So I basically did that for all the cards that I made. If I was stamping any flowers, I just basically inked up my stamp using sponge daubers. So it's kind of like it's a little subtle, not too like, in your face. And so I kind of like it looking like that. Okay. So I'm going to take my card base. I'm going to fold and burnish this. Oh, hold on. Okay, I want to take my designer series paper and let's see, which way does this go? It goes, I guess it could go either way. Bring in my glue. And let's see, this is the same size. Yep. All right. So I'm going to actually add the glue to my card base. Okay. And then I'll take my paper, put it right on top. Just kind of shift it to get it to fit on there. Before the glue dries. Of course, you do things and you're filming and things want to fight with you. But there, we're going to trim. There's a little bit that overhangs on this, so we're going to trim that down. Okay, let me get my little guillotine trimmer here. And then I'm going to line this up. And trim it like so. Okay, there we go. All right. So then I'm going to take my blueberry bushel textured foil and I'm going to kind of center it from top to bottom, but have it more towards the left of the card. Make sure that's straight. Okay. And then I'm going to take this piece here, the basic white. We're not stamping anything on this. This is just going to be our panel that we're going to put our die cut pieces on. And then this will be centered like so. Okay. Then I'm going to take my floral piece and I'm just going to kind of lay it there for a moment. And I'm going to get my 2 shaded spruce leaf images. And kind of line this up where I want. And then, come on, don't fight with me. So it's about there that I want it. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to tuck that right underneath. See, shaded spruce looks completely different when it's stamped a little bit lighter. It's not really dark. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece, with this leaf image. But this time, this one is going to go right over here. Okay. Yes, I agree, Froggy. It's kind of like it's even close to Coastal Cabana too. Like a Coastal Cabana, a little bit lighter. But yeah, it definitely is like it looks like a totally different color other than shaded spruce. All right, so now I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of my flowers. And let me get one little mini one. And that is going to go down right down here. Okay, and then that is going to layer right there. Okay, and then let me close up my glue because we are done with this at the moment. And then I'm going to stamp my thank you. Now, with my stamp, what's nice about photopolymer stamps is that they are very flexible, and you can, instead of it being straight, you can do it at an angle. And so because this label is a bit at an angle, I adjusted my stamp on my block so it followed the curve. So let me bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat and my Blueberry Bushel ink. All right, let's put our reading piece right there. And let me see how this looks. So my U, let's kind of bring that down a little bit. Okay, and then we'll ink this up. And this thank you is pretty big too. Okay, move this up. And then we'll stamp that down. Okay, there's our thank you. Close that. And actually I have sitting over here. And then squeaky, squeaky. Squeaky, squeaky. All right, so there's our thank you. Get that out of the way. And then let's bring back our card and our dimensionals. And this is going to lay kind of like right there. So I'm going to take a dimensional, kind of put one on this end, kind of leave a space where it's overlapping that. I don't need to add another dimensional. All right. And then, oh, before I end up forgetting, I got an email message earlier from Tracy. She mentioned that she was going to an upline meeting, and she was probably going to be late and should be here about 8:30, but it's a good possibility I could end up being done before then. but she wanted me to relay the message to say hi to everybody, and she misses you. So yeah, I wanted to say that before I forgot. Okay, so there's our thank you greeting. And then we're going to bring in our garden epoxy dots. And of course, we're going to use the blueberry bushel ones. So I'm going to use 2 of the solid colored ones and then um, one of the flowered, one of the flowered ones. So for these, it's a little bit easier for me to pick them up like this, you know, just bend the acetate. So we'll put one there. Come on. Now, what are you doing sticking to my finger for? That's not where you belong. You belong up here. And then we'll get one of these. I mean, these clear ones with the flowers are pretty cool looking. I just wish this package was a little bit bigger and that there were more in it. What they needed is they also needed shaded spruce in there too. Okay, there's the first card. Had to throw in some blue, so there's our blue card. A little bit of the foil, and again, use the sponge daubers to put the ink on the stamp. So I really like that softer feel you get when you use them. Okay, our next card. So if you like yellow, if you're a fan of like that bright yellow color, you're going to get it with this one. We're using crushed curry, which is one of the colors in the paper. So my card base is crushed curry, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic white that measures 5 1/4 by 4, and this is for the inside of the card. And then I have another piece that's 5 1/4 by 4, and I use that, what is it called? What is the name of it? Paradise Garden Hybrid Embossing folder. So this is just using the folder. This is not using the die with it at all. So, so I embossed that ahead of time. And then these pieces here. So you have the leaf image. Now I did the same thing with this. I used the sponge dauber. My pumpkin pie ink is very, very inky. So kind of turned out a little bit darker than I wanted, but I have 3 of them that I had stamped and die cut. And then those bigger double floral images, I did the same thing with the sponge dauber, inked them all up in the crushed curry, and then I did a light tap of the pumpkin pie one in the center. And so I have 2 of those and die cut those. And then there's the single flower, in which I did the same thing, crushed curry with the pumpkin pie. And then there's this little label that's in the set of dies that I die cut out of basic white. And we're going to actually stamp the greeting on that. So Becky says orange is my daughter's, oh, orange. Okay, so oh wait, yellow is my favorite color and orange is your daughter's. Okay. Okay, cool. Now I get it. I didn't see the first part of the comment. All right. So let's fold and burnish this. And let's get adhesive on our insert piece. In my the order that I placed for the free shipping, I did get what there was for Easter. So I did get that, what is it? I know the bundle's called Easter Basket. But yeah, I got that whole suite. I'm sorry, guys, I gotta say that the bunny image that's in that set, and then I saw like an unboxing of the paper pumpkin kit. That bunny is stinking cute. I know it's about the lamb, but the bunny is cute. So I got that one coming, and then the other bundle, I think it's called is it called Easter Blessings, I think. That's the one that has the stamp and die set of the church. So I got that coming too. I figure as we get closer to Easter, these things are going to probably sell out, and then I won't have the chance to do anything with it. So I do have that. I have the St. Patrick's Day that individual stamp set, so I got that. So all that will be like middle of March towards the end. So but yeah, that's I didn't, like I said, I didn't place a very big order at all. um the other set, there's another stamp set that I got called seasonal celebrations. There's no greetings in it, but it's just images. This one has a shamrock in it. It's got a bunny head with a face you can stamp in it. It's got a party hat, a graduation hat, and I saw it's a sample that Stampin' Up! Has for that stamp set on the website. They did a really, really cute birthday card with the party hats, and they used, what is it, the banner dies on it too. Now, the greeting I know is from one of probably the new stamp sets. I don't know offhand what it is, but a very simple and looks like a very quick go together card. So I got that because I'm going to make a bunch of those birthday cards because I really thought they were cute. Okay, so now I have my embossed piece on here. So now it's just basically taking these pieces and layering it on here. So the the single individual flower, add some glue to the back of this, and I'm going to place this up here in this corner. A lot of this is going to be covered up with these pumpkin pie um, leaves. Let me take a sip of water really quick. Okay, then I'm going to place down one of the leaf images. Okay, this will go right up here. Stick that down. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of take this image here. I'm going to place that there. And then this one's going to kind of like overlap. So these are just kind of like placeholders, so I know where to put my other two leaf images. Okay, and then this one's going to go over here. Could get a block and just put it right on there, right? Kind of hold those down. And then my last leaf image. So how much snow do you have up there, Deborah? I when I was responding to Tracy earlier, I asked her, you know, how she fared with the storm because, you know, you guys know that I'm a weather nerd. So whenever, you know, Ryan Hall goes live with the severe weather, he was covering like, you know, the not so much the winter stuff, but the severe stuff that was going on, like the thunderstorms, the tornado warnings and stuff. And a lot of that severe weather was just south of Tracy, and she said that they did get, heavy rain, they got the wind, and there was lightning, but she said the tornado stuff that stayed south from her. But like further up north, I know that people were dealing with snow, like Iowa was getting snow. So I don't know, did like the Cleveland area get snow, or did they end up with thunderstorms? All right, so one of my floral images, actually we'll take this one, and we're going to glue this one down, and then the other one will be popped up. Oh my gosh, if this kid upstairs does not stop running, I don't think this kid upstairs knows how to walk. Because he never walks. He's always, always, always running. I do have a comment to say, but I'm not going to say it on here. Because YouTube may take my channel down. So we won't say it on here. But if you know me, you know what I'm thinking. Okay, so we got that. And then we're going to take this flower image and we're going to pop this one up. Add some dimensionals. And then he's constantly dropping things. I'm just waiting for him to come through my ceiling because he's coming close to it. And then we have, and the crazy thing is there is an adult up there because I heard her screaming at him before. Yep. Hopefully you weren't here. You didn't hear her on the live. Okay, so let's take these off. All right, and then this is going to situate, let's see, right, let's see, where do we want to put this? Like right about there. Okay, and then we are going to get our greeting piece. And let's see, Stampin' Pierce mat. And we want our pumpkin pie. And I want, where's my stamp set? I need the greeting that says, "You are appreciated." Okay. All right, we need a block. And we need our ink. Now I got right here in the middle of this thing, you can see that where it looks really dark, so I want to press this ink in some. And Miss Assistant, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you rinse and dry off this spoon so then that way, thank you. And that way I don't have to lay it down and then it messes stuff up. So I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp this right here in the middle. Like so. And we'll clean this. Thank you. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak, squeak. All right. Now, let me close up this glue. And I will then add some dimensionals. Let's see. think the big ones may fit on here. Yep, make sure I got it the right way. So we want it on this end. Yeah, paper backing came off. And let's bring this in. And then I want a little bit of glue, so I'm going to just use my seal on that end. And then this is going to go, we'll put this right down here, like so. Make sure that's straight. Okay, and then we're going to bring in these embellishments, and again I'm going to use 2 of the solid crushed curry ones, and then I'm going to use the one with the flower center. So put one of these over here, and then this one will go right up there. Okay, there's our second card. So very sunshiny type of card. So again, using just the embossing folder without the die. Now our next card is going to have the embossing folder and the die. So this one was a little bit, you know, a little bit challenging, not too bad. Let's see. Lemon Lolly and Timid Tiger. They would go good. I think though Lemon Lolly may be, it may be too light, I think. So maybe Daffodil Delight. So a little bit darker. Okay, so the third one. So this was one of the samples too that was on the website. I almost said catalog. It's not in a catalog, so but definitely a lot of Berry Burst and purple on this one. So for my card base, it's Berry Burst 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. For the inside, piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. Then add a Berry Burst. This you do in one whole shot. So let me show you. What do I want? I want this die. I'm going to show you how this kind of works. So you can use the embossing folder all by itself, or you can use it in conjunction with the die. Now, not all embossing folders do this, just the ones that specify that they're hybrid. So on your folder, the part that has the Stampin' Up! Logo on it, so this die is going to fit in here. And when you place your die in there, it's going to kind of lock in place. So once you have that in there, you then take your piece of cardstock, you put it in there, you close it up, and then you run it through your Stampin' cut and emboss machine. And for the sandwich for this, it's the base plate, the embossing folder, and then the gray plate, which I think is plate number, is it 4? Yeah, number 4. And then just run it through, and then this is what it's going to do. It's going to give you the embossing, and then it's also going to do some of these cuts to where these leaves kind of pop up. Now this little piece here, it did actually cut it because it was near the edge, but it's no biggie, because once I get this on the card, I'm just going to glue this right into place, and you'll never know that it cut apart from the rest of it. And I'm burning up. Hold on. Burning up. It was crazy yesterday. It was actually like 76 degrees here, and it was kind of cloudy, kind of sunny, very breezy. It was nice. I had all the windows open. And then I think the temps dropped down like into the 40s last night. And then today I think it got into like the 50s. So it wasn't as warm. And then it's supposed to rain tonight. And then I think it's supposed to be cooler to come tomorrow. So, okay, so I said the card base, berry burst, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Basic white for the inside, 5.25 by 4. This berry burst piece of cardstock was cut 5.5 by 4.25. And again, I ran it through that hybrid embossing folder with the die in it. So it's definitely a lot flimsier. Now, the thing is, when I go to glue this down, I want to try to avoid not gluing the actual leaves down. So, yeah, so we'll do that. Then I have a piece of that garden texture specialty foil. This is in the berry burst color. This measures 5.5 by 1/2 out of basic white. I am missing, where is it? I have stamped, again, using the sponge daubers, 2 of these leaves in the berry burst ink color. And then on these flowers, there's a smaller one, and then there is a larger one. So this one, I did the same thing. I used the sponge dauber, but evidently my Blackberry Bliss ink pad is very, very inky. I mean, it is lighter than if I had just stamped it straight on, but yeah. Still a little bit dark, but it's still good. So Blackberry Bliss for those. And then out of a scrap piece of Blackberry Bliss, I had used my Versamark ink and I heat embossed Wishing You a Lovely Day with white embossing powder. And then I die cut it using this die that's in the set of dies. And you can see it kind of gives you like this little border design around the edge of it. Okay, so let's get this card put together. So this one, since it's going to be the berry burst, we are definitely going to be using the ribbon in this one. Okay, so we got that. We're going to add our inside piece here. Okay, place this in here like so. All right, now let me kind of look at my sample so I know how I put this down, because to put this piece is kind of like being tucked under a couple of the leaves. So I want to put this in a way where, okay, so I kind of did it this way on my sample. So now, as far as, no, we're not gluing it down quite yet. Wait a minute. We got one thing we got to do first. So, and of course, what did I do? I put the, darn it, hold on a second. Since I did a lot of this stamping and die cutting earlier, I put aside the ink pads and not realizing I don't need this color. I need berry burst. Hold on. I need berry burst. Okay, and then I have, so my sponge daubers that I'm using, I had purchased, where is it? I had purchased these in Hobby Lobby, where they have the little dauber tops that have the Velcro on it, and then these little peg pieces that you can Velcro it right on. So I have one that's dedicated for Berry Burst. And actually I got one dedicated for each of the colors that I used on tonight's projects. And we're going to add a little bit of ink blending on some of these leaves that are popped up. Now let's see if I can do this without getting Berry Burst ink all over me. So that fits on there just like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take my ink. And then some of these leaves, like I said, they're kind of cut. So I'm going to take my scrap paper and I'm going to kind of tuck it under like so. And then I'm going to ink this up. And then I'm just going to add some ink on these leaves, trying not to get it on the rest of it. So it just kind of makes it stand out a little bit. Do this one. Okay. And we'll do this one right here. Okay, and let's see, I think put this underneath this like so. Well, I'm gonna make sure that I'm still in the screen here. Okay. And let's see, did I do any more? No, because over in this area, this is all going to be covered up. Okay, so let's close this up. We're done with that. And we'll put this out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this to my card front. And again, to do this, I want to be mindful that I'm not putting glue on these leaves that are die cut out. So I really want to get along the edge, put a little bit there, a little bit there. Nothing's not popped up. Let's see, right there, right there. Okay, I think we're good. All right, now I'm going to take this and line this up. Get it in place. Okay. And then I'm going to press this down. Okay, so there we go. And then of course our little leaf petals, why am I calling them petals? They're leaves. They still pop up. Okay, and then this little tiny piece here that goes in up here at the top. If I can get it. Add a little bit of glue right here. And then we could just pop that right in place. Like so. Okay, now let's see, how did I do? This was kind of like the little bit of a challenge when I did this. So I want this to kind of tuck under some of the leaves. So it's just a little bit that it's tucked. Okay, so it's going to kind of like go there. So what I want to do is I want to take one of my leaves and I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. And then this is going to be tucked underneath like so. And take this leaf, if I can get it to come up, I'll put that under like so. Okay, and then the other leaf, add some glue to the back of this. And then this one is going to come down a little bit more because I'm going to have some flowers on top of this. So I'll place this right here. Okay. And then I'm going to take my adhesive. So take some seal. I'm going to add some right here. And then my ribbon. Very pretty ribbon. Love the ribbon. Okay, so then I am going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? Do this like this, kind of have it at an angle. I'm going to do a bit of a zigzag here. Like so. Just bring that up a little bit. Press that down. Then come back for the third time. All right, and then let me get my scissors. And I'll snip that. And then over on this side, it looks like it's fraying just a tiny bit, so just cut a tiny bit off of that. Okay. And then on, oh shoot, we have to put this piece on. Let's put this piece on before we go any further. This is going to go right here. On the left side. And it should be under that leaf. Darn it. Okay. I saved it. I saved it. I saved it. All right. Press that down. Kind of get my leaf on top of that. Okay, and then we're going to take this piece here, add some adhesive to it. All right, now let's try and get this tucked down a little bit. And of course, I'm covering up part of the leaf that I want to tuck it under. So is that straight? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And then we are going to add our flowers. So let me see what I did there. Yeah, I'm just looking at my sample. All right, so I'm going to take a dimensional, put it on the back of one of the smaller flowers. And this is going to go, let's see, right, which way do I want to go? I'm going to add that right there. And then, let's see, my smaller flower, we're going to add glue to it, our bigger flower actually. Add some glue to that. That's going to go right here. And then the other smaller one, we're going to put a dimensional on that. And then this one is going to get popped up right over there. Okay, so the only thing left to do now is to embellish this. Now, of course, you know what color we're going to use on this one. So on this one, I'm actually going to use the ones with the flowers on it. Now, they're going to be kind of hidden on this Berry Burst cardstock, but you can still see the flower on it. You can see how quickly you can go through these. That's why I needed to get another pack of these. And then one more. And this one's going to actually go on our Blackberry Bliss piece. So let me get that out of the way, get that out of the way. Okay, there is the third card featuring the embossing folder with the die, and we got the pretty ribbon, and if you like purple, there you go. There's your purple. All right, so let me bring in the other cards. How are we? An hour and 17 minutes. We're not bad at all. Not bad. Okay, so the first card that we did is the blue. So really this one is the only one where I really used the designer series paper, and of course that textured foil. But if you like the blue, Terry, there, whoops, there you go, as I throw the card across the table. So there's our first one, our thank you card. Then our second one, we got our sunshiny colors. We have what do you call it? The crushed curry and the pumpkin pie. Yes, this, the name of the bundle is Paradise Garden, but the whole suite name is Garden Poetry. This is going to be new online exclusive items that are coming out on March 3rd. Right now, demonstrators can pre-order it. And yeah, so that's why, like in the description, I have the names of the stuff, but I just don't have links to it because they're just not available until it goes live. So, so here's our bright, cheery, you are appreciated card in crushed curry and pumpkin pie. And then our final card, which is all about the purple berry burst and blackberry bliss, and using that pretty ribbon. And yeah, so it's got all the things on it. Actually, this can pop up a little bit, but yeah. So there is our third card. So I'm going to tidy up a little bit. Well, first, if you like the projects, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, if you could, I truly appreciate it. The likes, the comments, the shares, and all that, it really does help in getting my videos out there. So it not only helps with growing the channel, but it also helps me in growing my Stampin' Up! Business as well. There's lots and lots of video content out there. I've lost count on how many videos. I know it's over 300. Could be like 340 something. But yeah, I have Throwback Thursdays. I have Friday Night Lives or Saturday Night Lives. There's paper pumpkin unboxings, and then I create the projects. I do a monthly Christmas card inspiration. So there's a lot of stuff that's out there. So now on my Friday Night Lives, what I also do, I do create a PDF of the projects that I have made. So those PDFs have the list of supplies. It's got pictures of the projects. It has the dimensions, and if I did any stamping, I let you know what colors I used and all that. There's also in underneath the title of it, there is this link that's on the PDF that has the date. If you click on that, that is going to take you right back to the video in which I made those cards. So the PDF for the past 2 weeks, I did get that done last weekend, so I'm all caught up there. Now the PDF for these projects, I will be posting that a little bit later. After I'm done here, we're going to have dinner, and then we'll be back here, and I'm going to get this all taken care of and done. So if you like the projects, and if you have whether you have gotten the suite yet or not, you know, you can come back to it and recreate the projects if you like. Before I do the drawing, so I'll give everybody kind of like a chance, to add their name to the spreadsheet. So linked up at the top of the chat box, there is a link that will take you to the Google spreadsheet. Add your name, and then I will add you to the wheel of names when we do the drawing. What I'm going to do, and if you have any issues in trying to add your name, please say something in the chat box, and then somebody would be more than happy to get your name added on here. So right now I have Sharon, Froggy, Terry, Becky, Deborah, and Avery on the list. So if there's anybody else who wants their name added, please, if you can't do it, just say something. So before I do that drawing, I'm going to give you guys a chance to add your name if you hadn't already done so. And I'm going to kind of go through these cards pretty quickly. So still more birthday cards that are trickling in. So this one is kind of like a combination of birthday and Valentine's, and I think it came out really neat. It looked like she used like some glitter glue on here with the gold and the pink. And I think this is more like a Valentine card. There could be some Valentines in here. And the next card. The next card is from Becky. So your birthday card showed up, Becky. So there's that card, and we used this. Yeah, we used this suite a couple of weeks ago. So pretty card. Thank you, Becky. Okay, and then this is from Katie. This was a paper pumpkin kit probably over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I really like this with the blues and the yellows. So thank you, Katie. And then they had the coordinating envelopes as well. All right, and this one is from a Carol, not our Carol, but another Carol. So she used the Turtley Awesome, so kind of like a neat fun fold. So kind of like tucks in underneath this balloon, like so. And this one is from Cynthia, so very simple, but a lot of purple. And I've done cards with this die. It's kind of like gives you a little bit of a wow when you open up your card. So I've made a few using that bundle. And I still have it. And this one is from Lisa. So another card with using the Turtley Awesome suite. Really cute. And instead of like the postcard like I did, she just used an embossed piece of cardstock to put on top of her card to kind of protect it so these embellishments wouldn't, you know, poke through the envelope. And she even embossed the envelope flap as well with that embossing folder. Okay, and then this one is from Mary. I've done something with this whole suite as one of my Throwback Thursdays probably a year or two ago. So fun card. Love that. Thank you. And then here's a Valentine card from Miss Deborah. Thank you. If I can get, hold on. So thank you. I see that you used the, I know that that was like part of a bundle, the papers, the new paper. So you kind of brought in some different Valentine elements from different sets. But very pretty. Thank you. And then some I didn't even get opened yet. So this one, she put in a clear envelope. So you, evidently you can send cards in your clear envelopes, but you do have to put your postage on the outside of it. And first time I'm opening this, I didn't fully open it. So again, another one that didn't sign the card, so that way you can reuse it. I like that. It's the whole, most of these cards are coming from Dina's group, Sending Sunshine and Rainbows. And this one, does it actually open up, or is it, it opens up this way. So cute. I love this paper. I really love this pattern. Actually did, was it last year? I ended up doing my calendar with that paper. So cute card. Okay, and then she's, oh, okay. So she goes, I am a retired IT professional, example, computer geek, mother of three, a nana, and a nana. She's a nana. I'm a nana. To one grandson. I've been crafting all my life, and just in the last 20 years have been focused on paper crafting. I live with my wonderful, talented husband of 52 years. Wow. I love making cards, mini albums, and home decorations. Thank you, Sherry. Very pretty. Thank you. Very pretty. Okay. And then this one is from Sally. And why didn't I open it already? Yep, I remember this paper too. Got a bunch of that. It was celebration paper. And yep. Didn't sign the card, so it can be reused again. Now this one said that there was postage due, however it was in my box and didn't have to pay anything, and I can see it had a little bit of bulk to it. So a fun fold card from Gwen. So that's that hand penned paper. And then I do believe I have that shimmer paper as well. It's like, was that petal pink color? Yeah, very nice. And then this card is from Dina. Now, I know that she has someone that does help her out because this was mailed from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and she lives in Iowa. And so a card that was made using that, what is it, that Advent calendar. And again, that Advent calendar, the outside of it may look all Christmassy, but everything in it is not. So I did do a live. I did like 3 projects using the stuff out of this kit. And then there's one of her postcards that she had signed. And then this one, it was funny because Andrea had called me last night and I just happened to have been sitting there and I had these stack of cards sitting there. And it's like, as I'm on the phone with her, it's like, I look, it's like, oh, okay, I got this. I mean, this like really stands out because it's a big square craft envelope. And then it's like, I'm not even paying attention. And I look and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like I got a card from you. And so, very cute. She used that, I don't even know the exact name of it, but she used that bug bundle. Let me tell you something, guys. This bundle, it seems like they cannot keep it in stock. There's like, I think first it was like the stamp set, it was probably because of the envelopes, but now the dies are on back order and it's supposed to be in sometime in March. But man, I am really trying to get this bundle. I got the ribbon, I got the little embellishments, I still got to get the paper, and I have to get that bundle because that's going to be one of my Friday Night Lives whenever I can get it. So, and then of course this image right here, I love Lily of the Valley, so I really love this image, and that it also has a die that die cuts it. So thank you, Andrea. I don't think she's on here with us, but she'll probably be watching the replay. So thank you so much, Andrea. Okay, so now let's get into our card giveaway. So do we have everybody's name on our list? Again, we got Sharon, Froggy, Terry, Becky, Deborah, and Avery. Is that everybody? Thank you, Yvonne. Okay, so I think we have everybody. So let me go ahead. Sharon, your name is on here and nothing crazy happened. Like it's not bold, it's not italicized, it's all good. Okay, so let me take, let's see, let me get my little thing of my Post-its and my pen. Let me move those out of the way. Let me get my laptop and let me move my light so it doesn't glare into the screen. And why does it look like it's frozen? Did I paused it, that's why. Okay. All right. So we're in the screen. Let's go ahead and let's spin our wheel. And the first card is going to go to Deborah. So which one would you like, Deborah? Would you like our blue one, our yellow one, or our berry burst? The blue one. Okay. Oh wow, yeah, my thing is way behind. I'm still showing the cards. Like that Valentine one. Yeah, I evidently paused my thing and okay, next up. Terry. Number 3, okie dokie. All right. Where's Terry's name in here? There it is. And okay, so for our last card, that's going to go to Avery. There you go. Okay. So let me take this, let me get this kind of out of the way, and we'll wrap up. Again, if there's anything that you had like on your wish list that you wanted to get, remember tonight is the last day for the free shipping of orders of $75 or more. Yeah, my thing is way behind. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm way behind on my laptop. Evidently, I went to move something and then I paused it instead of, yeah, and didn't realize it. So yeah, tonight, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time is the end of the free shipping promotion that they have going on. Again, it's $75 or more, and that's $75 before, no, after you applied any coupon codes or any Stampin' Rewards, and of course before the tax. And let's see what else. So next Friday, I'm going to be using another new suite. It's called Delicate Dreams. So this is kind of like a sneak peek of the paper. So another one that's coming out in March. So there probably won't be much stuff on it. This coming Thursday, it looks like I'm going to be using the on display bundle. So this bundle went on the last chance list. I don't know where the stamp or the set of dies kind of fall on the website. I don't know if anything has sold out with it or not, but I do know that both the stamp set and the set of dies, they were marked down. So if it still is available and it's something that you've been thinking about, yeah, don't order it as the bundle, order it individually. Again, that's if those pieces are still available. Um, Let me see really quick as I'm wrapping things up. And again, if you like the projects, please, that I did tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. And again, that PDF, I'm going to be working on that tonight. So that will be up tonight. And then there's my what do you call it, my newsletter. If you would like to know what my video schedule is going to be for the month, what promotions are going on and all that, then the link for that is in the description. I'm looking for the on display, and it looks like that the only thing that's left on it is the set of dies. It looks like the stamp set is now sold out, and the dies are marked down to $23.40. So that's all I have for you tonight. These cards I will get out in the mail tomorrow morning. And again, let's see, everybody have a wonderful weekend. I don't know if any areas are going to experience any bad weather or not. If you are to get any, please stay safe. If it's cold where you're at, stay warm. If it's warm where you're at, stay cool. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next Friday here at 6 p.m. Central. And everyone have a blessed one. Bye-bye.